Hi, I'm Stephanie, and this is my very first crochet tutorial, so I hope you will be gentle. But this is my version of a hexagon sweater. Cardigan, pardon me. It's made up not of the granny stitch, but of chains and single crochets. Very simple, very easy, a very nice light fit, and people seem to love it, so here we go. Okay, so the things that I used for this project are I needed a tapestry needle to sew in the loose ends. I needed this to put on my bells. You'll need it for bells or beads or anything that you need, just so that because the head has to be small enough for it to go through the top of the bells. I used bells. Little bells. Pair of scissors, and I used this yarn, only not this yarn. This is Caron Cakes, the Skinny Cakes. It's size 3 and it requires a size 4 hook, but instead of using that because I wanted a looser thing, I used right there a 6.5 and it worked perfectly for me. And I used it in raspberry ganache. I don't even think you can get them anymore unless you have a Michael's nearby, but that's what I got. I also have 2 balls of this and I haven't decided what to do yet. So we'll see. But yeah, that is what I needed to create my cardigan. Hello, okay. I'm going to try this. I am not promising you miracles because I have never done this. And I am more doing this for myself because I really like this pattern. And in, say, 3 or 4 months when I've done a bunch of other stuff, I will have forgotten this pattern. And I will be going, what the hell did I do? What the heck did I do? Sorry. And so this is just to make sure it is easy for me to redo this. So first you gotta get your yarn on your chain, on your yarn on your hook. Okay, so now we're gonna do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you're going to join it with a slip stitch. And there we have our beginning circle. Yay us, we've done it. Okay, so yay me, I've done it because you guys are probably just laughing at me. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to chain 3, and that's our first double crochet. Now we've got to make clusters. So, and they're clusters of 4 double crochet. So since that is our first, counts as our first double crochet, we need 3 more double crochet. We need 3 double crochets. So 1. Now remember not to pull through those because you can't make a cluster otherwise. So 1, and yeah, my fingers are moving weird, don't mind me. 2, and 3. Okay, that was 2, and now 3. Okay. So I've got 3, and then I'm going to pull it through, squish them together. So there's our first cluster. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to make another cluster. But this time a cluster, well, that one was a cluster of 4, but we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know about you guys, but I always have a real hard time at the beginning of my crocheting, just like right in here because it's so little and it's fiddly. But this gets easier, I promise. So now pull it all through and you have a second cluster. Now chain 3, And do it all again. And I promise I will very likely speed this up so that it doesn't take forever. And 4. Okay, so we need to have 6 of these clusters on this circle by the time we're done. So I will come back when I have mine done. Okay, so I have finished all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm going to chain my final 3. And I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 4 cluster that I started with. Okay, come on. This yarn is so fiddly. Okay. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 3 space. Okay. Now then, I'm going to chain 3 for the first double crochet. And then I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to do 3 double crochet in the same chain 3 space. And make another cluster. Or what I like to call petals, because to me they look like petals. Okay, now we're going to chain 3 in between them. And we're going, that was 2, this is 3. And then we're going to make another cluster right here. A cluster of 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, pull through. There's your cluster, and you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to do another cluster in the next chain. So you're going to chain 5, and then you're going to do a cluster in this chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I need more yarn. And then chain 3. Make another cluster and just do that all the way around. And I'll see you back when you've got yours done. Okay. Okay, so now we're at the end here. We're going to chain 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slip stitch into the beginning of this first cluster. The top of this cluster. Go like little slip stitch in there, little slip stitchy. Come on, get through there. Thank you. And then we're going to slip stitch into the chain 3 space. And so we're going to, so in every chain 3 space now, we're going to do one of these 2 cluster things, which to me look like petals after a while. And then we're going to chain 5. Okay, so let's go this. Let's just show you. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 3 more double crochets to work off as a cluster. So we're looking for a cluster. So we only go through the bottom 2. Sorry. And again, because that is 1, and then come on through there. 2. And then 3. See that? So we have 3 on there, and counts as 4 because we got that chain 1 or the chain 3 space. I'm so sorry. And now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to petal or cluster. Depends on how you want it. Yeah, or you'll flip it around. Okay, so now 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4. There we go. Okay, pull through. Now, you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this time, because there is a chain 5 space here, you're going to single crochet into it. Single crochet into it. And then you're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you've come into a little cluster of petals, or I don't know what we call that. It's just 2 clusters with chain 3 in between. And you're going to cluster in the chain 3 space, because that's what we do in a chain 3 space in this project. We cluster. In fact, we almost double cluster. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we go through. And because we are in a chain 3 space, we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we do another cluster. And then magically, after many hours of crochet and some sort of YouTube or TV or I don't know, something, many hours of listening, we have this. This is beautiful. This has taken a long time, and you have to do it twice. You have to make 2 of these, not just 1, 2. So the idea here is you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of clusters, okay? They go off in these directions, and in between them are chain 5s with single crochets. So, as in, let me just shift this down a bit. Okay, so you have your cluster. You have a chain 5 and a single crochet. A chain 5 and a single crochet. A chain 5 and a cluster, 2 clusters. Well, a cluster 3 chain. A cluster and a chain 3 and a cluster. And you just, this is the only place you make the clusters, like those 6 places. And in between those clusters, you do the chain 5 single crochet, chain 5 and a single crochet, chain 5 and a single crochet, chain 5 and a single crochet, however many times. Now you're going to end up with a whole lot of chain 5s by the time you're done. Chain 5s and single crochets, and very few clusters. It's just the way it works. And then you fold it together, and we will go from there. This turns out beautifully, I hope. That's the plan. Okay, we'll see you soon. Okay, just fold it up in the way you need to. So what you're looking for is an L, an upside down L or a proper L. It depends on which way your direction you're doing it in. And what you're going to do is you're going to pin up this entire side, or one of the long sides, either way, and you're going to try it on and see how the arm fits. We're not worried about the body at the moment. We're worried about the length and the width, not the length, sorry, the width of the arm. When you pin it up and you put it on, how big it is, and are you comfortable with that? That's where we start. So for this hexagon sweater, I am not measuring the body width, because I don't care. I do care about that, but it's not the main focus, or at least it's not the bigger focus. What I look at is the width of the arm. So once I've laid it out in the L shape, fold it up and everything, I pin up the arm and I try it on and see if the width is as wide as I want it to be. This is actually a little bit bigger than I wanted, but it'll do. And then I'll show you how to sew up the seam up the arm, and then you're going to be increasing the body and the length so that it all matches up really nicely. So it all looks like it's one piece. And then you can increase the body size to whatever size you want. Yeah, and I'll be showing you how to do that. Okay, so I've finished both panels and I'm ready to sew them together. So I've folded them and everything else. So this is where my rounds begin, right here. That was the end of my last round. This is where I would normally begin a new round, but I'm not going to because these are as wide as I want them to be. So I put those together. I have pinned it down here at the bottom so I know where my arm is going. And I pull this a little bit, take the pin out, and take my crochet hook. And what I'm gonna do is I am just going to and trust me, this is not finesse at all. This is like total, yeah. I'm just going to slip stitch them together very loosely. I'm not going to do it really tight or anything. I want it nice and loose. And then I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to slip stitch into the next chain 5 space. Chain 2, slip stitch into the next chain 5. Come on, thank you. Chain 2, find the next space, slip stitch into that one, chain 2, go across, slip stitch into that one. And I'm going to do that all the way down. And I will meet you back here when I'm there. Okay, so I've gotten to the end and we're gonna chain 2, go across, slip stitch, chain 2, go across, slip stitch, chain 2. And now that we're at these 2, we're going to put them together and once again loosely slip stitch them. Okay, so now we got to go around. So we're going to chain 1, no, we're going to single crochet in this one because that's going to be where we begin, and we're chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet. So what we're doing here is we are now building the body. So we have our arm as wide as we want it to be, right? Good enough. And then, we have the body of the sweater. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a tape measure, measure yourself or whoever you're making it for, and say you're going to make it 20 centimeters because it's for a kid or something. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. So you're going to, because this is, each side of this is a quarter of your sweater, you're going to need need it to be about 5 centimeters. Or 5 inches, sorry, pardon me. So you'll measure it across. Now, obviously, this is not for a 20-inch person. This is for a much larger person. I'm much bigger than 20. But I also like a loose sweater. So you're going to measure that, make sure it's right in the body width. And if it's not, you're going to start doing what I'm about to do, which is, because of the way I do it here, it's just going to build out in the same direction. So I go all the way down and then I do the cluster here in the bottom corner, and then I go around and I do the cluster again, and then I go back up. And I go around and around until I get it to the size that I want for my body. And I will show you how to change rounds, because we don't do it exactly because it's just chains. We do it a little differently. And like, say you want it to be a shorter sweater, but you need it to be wider, you could just start here, like cut it off here, the thread, right here at the where you joined it, and then reattach here, and then just go back and forth that way, around and around and around, right? But like I said, I want the length and I want the body. So the body will work this way and the length will work this way. So every time I go all the way around, I will get a little bit more on each side. So I guess start doing that. Just chain 5 single crochets, chain 5 single crochet until you get to the clusters, in which case you work the cluster like you normally do, and then chain 5 single crochet all the way around. And I'll meet you back at the beginning and show you how. Oh, and for the record, I have a tendency to take a very, in this case, because my sweater is darker, a very bright orange thing, and put it in the first chain space, because it just helps me know that that's where I need to make the change, okay, to the next round. And yeah, I'll meet you back here. Okay, so we're at the end here. There's the cluster, and I've chained 5. I'm now going to single crochet into that chain 3, and then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to get ready for a double crochet, because I'm going to double crochet in the top of the chain 1 that we started with. So just double crochet in there. So we've got a chain 5. We're in the middle of it. So single crochet, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've started our second row. Single crochet. I'm going to take my orange counter, stitch counter, put it in there, and off I go again. Now you're going to have to do this with both panels. Whoa, stop shaking so much. So I'm on my final stretch. I do not want to join these two, because then it's going to be all bended. I want to join the chain 5s right next to them. So I'm going to put them together. Take my hook. And bring it through. I'm going to take this tail, bring it through just for one chain, and I should have brought that through a little more, I think. Anyways, 1, 2, and then across, slip stitch, 1, 2, across, and slip stitch, and do that all the way up. And once I get to the end, I will show you what I'm going to do. Okay, oh, stop wiggling. Okay, so I'm at the very end. A little extra thread there. So I've done my 2, and see, I put, yeah, I've got a marker there. So in that one, 1, 2, in that one, and then we're done. So you pull through, snip, Go around, find all your loose threads. Try it on one last time. Yeah, you should maybe try it on one last time before you undo everything. And there is your cardigan. Should be nice and simple for summer. And a fairly easy pattern. It doesn't take that much. So I'm hoping that my instructions are good enough to make it work for you. If they're not, please ask questions. I'll give it my best shot. I've never done this before, so see all my... I love the jingle bells. I just thought they would be fun. So beads is another thing you could do. You can also just crochet an edge, or you can just leave it. Like for my arms, I'm going to leave it. But for the arms, you can do exactly the same thing that you would for the length. For me, the arm length is good. But, I mean, it all depends on your choices. Yeah, I hope this helped you learn how to do this. If you already knew, then that's awesome. If you didn't, I hope this helped. Have a good day and see you next time. And whether you put beads on it or jingle bells like me or didn't, you just finish it off. I hope you really enjoy your sweater. If you're interested in more of my designs, I'll have the link below. I'm Designs by Stephanie Klein. And I hope you really enjoy your sweater. Or whoever you give it to enjoys the sweater. Thank you very much for your time.